Welcome back to KTSM 9 News Today. It is 6:50. So England advanced to the World Cup quarterfinals on Sunday. That's because they beat Mexico 3-2 in a dramatic round of 16 match at Estadio Azteca, prompting an emotional mix of disappointment and pride amongst Mexican fans gathered at a public watch party. You can see that in Mexico City. So they were celebrating when Mexico scored, waving flags and singing and cheering. But then, as the final whistle approached, you can see right there the crowd fell silent because they lost in the end. So
and
that
England
so
did
Mexico's,
it with only 10 players, right?
Yeah, I'll tell
Oh,
you
really?
what. They won 3-2. They were up 2-0 in the first half. Kind of hard to come back after being 2-0. Mexico kind of got off the bus a little bit, and they scored a goal. They tried in the second half, just they were able to come close, and then they had like 15 more minutes left to play. They're thinking, we get one more here. Honestly, if they had gotten one more, they probably would have won it in overtime.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, could have done the
They did not. I'll tell you what, England, they as they say, they parked the bus.
yeah.
They took all their players and they just stuck them on the other half of the field and said, if you want to score, you got to go through all 10 of us.
oh
Yeah.
wow.
We are all going to stand here and we are not going to move. So go ahead and try, but it's not going to happen.
Oh wow.
Okay, so then this is what I find interesting. All right, so one of England's players got red carded.
Sure.
Okay, so now what?
Yeah, well, that's the question here. It's like we're going to appeal this one too. That's the big question. U.S. President Donald Trump did a little bit of intervening on behalf of star U.S. forward Folarin Balogun, whose red card suspension was lifted. If this is the first time you're hearing this, well, here we go. It was a decision that allows him to play in today's match against Belgium, which he was supposed to be suspended for. He is the American leader with 3 goals in the tournament. He received a red card, remember, back on Wednesday for stepping on the right ankle of Tarek Muharremovich of Bosnia and Herzegovina after their 2-0 win on Wednesday. Now, that red card was supposed to suspend him today, but FIFA announced on Sunday that suspension was lifted. Really an extraordinary move that triggered praise, obviously, from President Trump, but outrage from the Belgian team and basically the rest of the world. The reason why there is so much outrage to this suspension being lifted is because this sort of lift is exceedingly rare. It happened once in 1962. This is just the second time I think it's happened in recent World Cup history. So FIFA, always a very upstanding organization. I've always said this,
And
Wow.
people are pointing to all kinds of different rules about how, countries can't intervene, how FIFA will not be swayed by anything political.
Well, now that
Okay.
second part's just nonsense.
Now let's be realistic.
Let's just realistic.
You've
on that
got
one.
FIFA, you've got the International Olympic Committee.
Yeah.
Please.
FIFA and the IOC have been nothing but political. Let's just put that out of the way
Exactly.
first. They have absolutely been swayed many a time by
Yeah.
government, so I don't want to hear any of that from anybody.
Yeah.
It's just the first time it's happened for the Stars and Stripes.
Right.
Right.
Usually
Right,
they're and that's I think really what it comes down to is like the U.S. first of all maybe never cared. Right, to
Right.
intervene in this stuff before,
Right.
because they never had to. But so much outrage, so much outcry about this whole thing that, it reached a critical mass, I think, for someone to get involved. Do I agree that it should have been lifted? I don't know. I'll have to really think about this.
You know what? I kind of feel I have no skin in the game. I hope that the USA wins, but sports, I don't care. But my whole thing is, the replays and the endless look. Let's look and look. The call was made. The guy's got a red card. Done. It's done. Let's follow the rules.
Right, yeah.
That was originally what was supposed to happen.
And I kind of wonder, should we say, you know what? Maybe we're just gonna sit this guy and do the right thing on our part
Ooh,
Wow.
man.
because we have a red card.
Sure, yeah.
I don't think
Because wouldn't we be complaining if another country did this?
Wow.
Absolutely.
Wouldn't
would.
we be saying
yeah.
they should just sit him?
Right.
That's a bold take, and I don't think it's going to keep you from becoming the U.S. men's national team coach in the near future. I don't think that is something that they want to hear.
Follow the rules.
Well,
this just feels like cheating to me.
I would like to see
Winners
how
never
England's,
cheat, cheaters never win.
England's red card. I'd like to see how that plays out now
Yeah,
in
we'll-
lieu
Yeah,
of this.
well,
See about
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
That's going to be really
And what
quite
happens if that
something.
goes against us?
Yeah.
I know.
Like
that's-
if we play them or whatever.
Well,
I don't know.
Maybe they'll get
sports.
Maybe English
Yeah,
money's
okay.
going to show. I do feel bad for Mexico. They had a great run. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just a fun run, and it was a great time to have them in. I mean, they were really, Really a fan favorite, I think, obviously. Lots to come, or I shouldn't say lots to
No.
come, just a little bit to come, actually.